that we will keep closing stock.
Good morning, everyone. So, quickly post your doubts. Let's first solve your doubts and then we go to the last three questions of this AS. I have one doubt which says I am yet not clear how to take transfers to profit and loss account from FCMI TD account over the tenure of the loan. Okay, I'll help you out with that. Let's make one hypothetical example over here. For example, you take a loan of 1 lakh rupee. Let's keep it in INR. You take a loan of 1 lakh. Now the value earlier was 70 rupees. Now it becomes 75. Let's keep it 10,000 US dollars for ease. Now first, Raj, you tell me, you have taken a loan and the rate becomes 75 from 70. Is this gain for you or loss for you? Is this gain for you or loss for you? It is loss. How much is your total loss? Total loss is 50,000. And say, for example, your tenure of the loan is 5 years. This loan has been taken for 5 years. I'm preparing for you an FCMI TD account. This is the debit side. This is the credit side. Okay, tell me, gain for you or loss for you? Quickly, once again, gain for you or loss for you? Loss. Will your value of loan increase or reduce? Will your value of loan increase or reduce? Increase, okay. So what will be my journal entry according to you? It will be FCMI TD account debit to loan account. FCMI TD account I have to debit by how much? 50,000. So I will debit that by 50,000. After that, now this is to be written off over a period of 5 years. So let's prepare. Let's also prepare the profit and loss account. This is the debit side. This is the credit side. Now 10,000 you will transfer every year to the profit and loss account. So your entry will be profit and loss account will be debited by 10,000 and FCMI TD account will be credited by 10,000, which means at the end of the first year, how much is your balance in the FCMI TD account? 10,000 on the credit side. Sorry, 40,000 will be your closing balance in the FCMI TD account. Are you getting it? I hope this is now clear to you. If the rate becomes 73 in the second year, so first I will first let me reply to Raj's doubt because that is linked to this. Then I'll go to Akshay's doubt. So Akshay, so Raj, your question is now what about the next year? So next year again you look at what the rate is. Say for example, let's take Akshay's example. The rate becomes 73. Now Akshay, if the rate becomes 73, gain for you or loss for you? Gain for you. How much is your total gain? 20,000. So 20,000 you will write on the credit side. First, Raj, now your doubt. 10,000 you will credit the PNL, credit the FCMI TD account, debit the profit and loss account. Now Akshay, this 20,000 ka gain, how much is the remaining tenure of your loan? What's the remaining tenure of your loan? 4 years. Okay, remaining tenure is 4 years. So per annum, how much will you transfer to the PNL? Per annum, how much will go to the PNL in terms of 20,000? So this will be the entry. 5,000. You will debit FCMI TD account and 5,000 you will credit the FCMI TD account, the profit and loss account. Are you both clear with this now? If there are any more doubts, please let me know. Okay, so Akshay is done up with the doubts. What about Raj? Okay, let's see question number 9. Okay, now Raj, if you look at question number 9, when is the loan getting repaid? Raj, in question number 9, when is the loan getting repaid? 31/1/2012. Raj, do you get an opportunity to look at the second year's change in the question? क्या दूसरे साल में क्या रेट चेंज हुआ वो देखने का आपको चांस भी मिल रहा है? Are you getting a chance to see what happens on 31/3/2021 in terms of foreign exchange? Yes or no? Are you able to see what will happen on 31st March 2021 in terms of the foreign exchange rates? Okay, I'll explain that to you. Please pay attention, everyone. In fact, you will not be able to see because it is the loan is already repaid 3 months back. Because 3 months back the loan is already repaid, that loan is completely over. Because it is completely over, you will have to debit the entire thing to the profit and loss account. Also, please understand clearly, this loss is not time bound, it is for a particular creditor that you are going to have. So no need to divide it by 3 months, or no need to take it for the remaining 9 months. It cannot be debited for 3 months. It is the entire loss that you are bearing, and that entire transaction is completed in this very financial year, in financial year 2021. So you cannot defer it to any other year. आपको ये लॉस हुआ 31/1 को जब आपने एक्चुअली पे कर दिया. On 31/1 you actually paid at 49.5 in question number 9. So because you paid on at rupees 49.5 per dollar on 31/1, which means when you pay, you have already borne the loss, and that is why you will record the entire loss in that very year. Right? I hope that is now clear to you. Okay, I hope that is clear. Do let me know if there are more doubts. I have one more doubt, which says we have taken just 10,000 to the P&L and we have not entirely amortized the loss of 50,000. So how can there be a profit? Okay, Ishita, before I answer your question, let me ask you a question. Once you charge 50,000 over here to the FCMI TD account, so the journal entry was FCMI TD account debit to loan account credited. When you credit the loan account, can you tell me now this loan is recorded at 70 or 75? My question to you is कि जब आपने लोन रिकॉर्ड की और लोन अकाउंट क्रिएट किया, उसके बाद आपकी लोन कितने पे रिकॉर्डेड है? 75. ओके, जब आपकी लोन 75 पे रिकॉर्डेड है, अब जब उसका रेट 73 हो गया, अब जब उसका I'll give you an easier example, then I'll come to this. For example, suppose at the end of this year, at the end of the first year, when you charge this to FCMI TD account, immediately if you pay the loan, what is the rate at which you will have to pay? 75. Okay, so you will pay at 75. Now say for example, after the second year, after one more year has passed by, now the rate becomes 73. Again I credited 20,000 to FCMI TD account. Now the loan is recorded at which rate? Now your loan is recorded at which rate? 73. Now if you will have to pay, what is the rate at which you will pay? 73. Okay, now tell me, you could have paid at 75, now you are paying at 73. Then tell me, gain or loss for you? Gain. So is it not gain of 20,000 for you? You have asked a question, how is it gain? I'm reading your question. So how can there be a profit? This is the way there will be a profit. Okay, perfect. I hope that is now clear. Okay, Now let's come to one more doubt, which says on 31st March 20, we have transferred 4,50,000 to FCMI DD account, then loss should be taken over the period of the loan. Raj, we do not take period of the loan in months. Let's not do that. You have to clearly understand कि पूरा लोन इस साल में रीपे हो जाता है, क्योंकि पूरा लोन इस साल में रीपे हो जाता है, पूरा अमाउंट ट्रांसफर हो जाना चाहिए. Please understand one thing, FCMI TD account is a specific reserve. It's not a general reserve. कि जितना ट्रांसफर होता ट्रांसफर हो जाएगा और बाकी का बचा हुआ हम कहीं यूज कर लेंगे. That is absolutely incorrect. What you have to think is the point that 4,50,000 was associated with one particular loan, and that is why it went to FCMI TD account along with that loan. Now the moment that loan is over, this loss also has to be closed. So that is why the entire amount of 450 will go to the profit and loss account. Right, so you cannot take for 11 months or 12 months. You have to, please, let's read the question once again. Let's read this question once again. Okay, please pay attention on the question. If you understand the question, I think there should be no problem. Kalim Limited borrowed US dollars 4,50,000 on 1/1/2020, which will be repaid on 31/1/2021. X Limited prepares financial statements for the year ending 31st March 2020. Rate of exchange between the reporting currency and the foreign currency is as under. Your spot rate is 48. On 31st March 2020, the rate becomes 49. So 1 rupee difference will go to the FCMI TD account. Right? After that, immediately before the end of the next year, you are paying 49.5. So when I'm paying at 49.5, at this date, my loan will get over. Because my loan will get over, everything relating to the loan has to get over in this case. Now, don't get to next year or current year. Your current year is 2021. You took the loan in 1920. Let's talk in that way. Next year and this year is really very confusing. So let's be very clear. You took the loan in the year 1920 and your loan is being repaid in 2021. First important point, when you take a loan in 1920, you record at 48. When you come to the balance sheet date, your rate becomes 49. So 1 rupee is transferred to FCMI TD account. Now you wait for the FCMI TD account and you understand that when is the loan getting repaid? The loan is getting repaid in the next in the financial year 2021. So because it gets transferred in that year, you close the entire thing in one go. Because you close the entire thing in one go, you take entire 4,50,000 in 1 year. Right, I hope that is now clear to you. Right, okay. Let's go to the next part if this is clear to you. Let's go to question number 3. Question 3. Come to question number 3. Mark this important last day revision question. Question 3. Okay, ध्यान देना, question 3, it's a good question to understand. It says BK Limited purchased fixed assets costing rupees 5,000 lakhs payable in foreign currency, US dollars, Exchange rate was rupees 50 and 54.98 on 1/4/2012 and 31st March 2013. Also, so this let us put it as B and this let's put it as A, so that it becomes easy. The company has also obtained a soft loan of US dollars 1 lakh on 1/4/2012 payable in 3 equal annual installments. The first installment was due on 1/5/2013. You are required to state how these transactions will be accounted for in the books of accounts for the year ending 31st March 2013. Okay, let's solve this question. Very good question to understand. Put your first statement. As per accounting standard 11, the effect of changes in foreign exchange rates. We are doing question number 3, which is on page number 67. Treatment of transactions in foreign currencies. Transaction A. Let's prepare a systematic format. Okay, let me solve this question first, both the things, and then I'll give you sufficient time to copy. Please understand. The value of the asset is 5,000 lakhs. So value of the asset is 5,000 rupees in lakhs. Spot rate. What's your spot rate in the question? Spot rate is 50. Tell me, will you multiply or divide in this case? Quickly on the chat box, will you multiply or divide? Of course, you will divide. So let's find out the value of the asset in USD. You have 5,000 divided by 50. You get US dollars 100. US dollars 100. Exchange rate on 31st March 2013 is 54.98. Exchange rate is 54.98. Quickly on the chat box, gain for you or loss for you? Gain for you or loss for you? $4.98. Your total loss will be 100 US dollars into 4.98 comes to 498 lakhs. 498 lakhs is your total loss. Okay, quickly look at the question and tell me, have you taken a loan over here? Have you taken a loan or it is a transaction involving a creditor? क्या आपने लोन लिया है या ये transaction involves a creditor? Is it a transaction that involves a creditor or have you taken a loan? It is of course a transaction which involves a creditor. So in this case, loss shall be debited to the profit and loss account. Your 498 lakhs shall be debited to the profit and loss account. Right, there is a small typing error in your solution. All this is okay. Loss due to exchange difference amounting to rupees 498 lakhs will be debited to profit and loss account. So your loss will be debited to the profit and loss account. Do make this change in your solution, the change that I'm highlighting. Do make this change in your solution. Right, okay, let's come to transaction B. Come to transaction B. Okay, I have one interesting doubt which says we have taken fixed assets. So isn't it non-monetary item? Of course, it is a non-monetary item. So Raj, what you're saying is correct. We have taken fixed assets. So definitely it is a non-monetary item. Okay, so there is one more doubt. Please understand this. It says, sir, we have taken fixed assets. So isn't it a non-monetary item? The answer is, of course, it is a non-monetary item. So we should not give treatment according to it. So of course, we are giving treatment according to non-monetary item only. We are not treating fixed assets as a monetary item. Fixed assets is a non-monetary item. We have given the correct treatment. Fixed asset is a non-monetary item and will be treated accordingly. Right, I hope Raj that is clear to you. Okay, it says in case of non-monetary items, we should not give any effect of change in exchange rate. Okay, good question. Now, tell me, when you purchase this asset, what is your journal entry that you will pass? When you purchase this asset, what will be your journal entry? And everyone, please pay attention to this. You will Be thoroughly clear with the concepts if you understand what I'm trying to say. Your entry will be asset account debit to creditor's account. Okay. This involves two aspects. Can you tell me what is asset, monetary or non-monetary? And what is creditors? Monetary. Okay. What will happen? What will be the journal entry when you transfer the loss of 498 lakhs to the profit and loss account? What will be the journal entry that time? What will be the journal entry? Profit and loss account debit to creditors. Okay. Does this question involve any further journal entries or the question gets completed over here? Does this question involve any further journal entries or the question is over at this point? What do you say? और कोई journal entry आती है? It gets completed, right? Okay, now please pay attention. When I give this effect, am I giving effect to assets or creditors? When I pass this journal entry P&L to creditors, am I giving effect to asset or creditors? I am giving effect to creditors. Is creditors a monetary item? Yes or no? Yes. So can I give effect? Can I give effect to creditors? Of course I can give effect. In this entire question, you said that the question gets over at this point. So tell me, did I give any effect to the assets? No, which means I am following the monetary item treatment and the non-monetary item treatment. This entire question focuses on the monetary item case. And even if it does focus on the non-monetary, I have not increased the value of the asset. The value of the asset remains the same. The effect has gone to the creditors, which is actually a monetary item. Right? I hope Raj and everyone, this is clear to you. Of course, the creditors will be the same. Creditors will never change. You do not have different creditors for capital goods and different type of creditors for uh, revenue related goods. For revenue expenditure and capital expenditure, creditor remains a creditor, right? Do you bifurcate when you studied personal accounts? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Did you study this way? कि गुड्स के क्रेडिटर को कुछ और कहते हैं और कैपिटल गुड्स के क्रेडिटर को कुछ और कहते हैं? You will never call that. They will of course be treated the same way. Right? Okay. Fine. Let's go to transaction B now. Let's go to transaction B. What did you do in transaction B? You took a loan. So the company also obtained a soft loan of 1 lakh US dollars. So let's put the value of the loan first. You have value of the loan, which is US dollars, 1 lakh. Okay. Your rate again will be the same as given in the question. So we will take spot rate is 50 and the exchange rate on 31st March 2013 is 54.98. Tell me, exchange gain or loss on your chat box? Exchange gain or loss? Loss, of course, it is exchange loss. How much loss per dollar? 4.98. Total loss is 498. Now this time it is for a loan. Quickly look at the question and tell me, have we purchased any type of asset looking at the question? Look at the question and tell me, have you purchased any kind of an asset here over here? Have you taken any kind of an asset in the question? Of course not, you have not taken. So this is for other than depreciable asset. This is for other than depreciable asset. So exchange loss shall be debited to FCMITD account. Loss will be transferred to FCMITD account. Your loss will be transferred to FCMITD account. Okay, let's look at the question. The loan is payable in 3 equal annual installments. Look at this, 3 equal annual installments. So let's put the next statement. Your tenure of the loan is 3 years. Your tenure of the loan is 3 years. Amount to be transferred to profit and loss account from FCMITD account will be let's prepare that working. Can you tell me how much will we transfer from FCMITD account to the profit and loss account every year? I'm sorry, this total loss will be 4.98. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. This will not be there. The total loss will be 4.98 lakhs because we have 1 lakh US dollars. So 1 lakh into 4.98 will be, I'm putting that over here, US dollars into 4.98 will be 4.98. Okay, how much will you get? So this has to be 4.98 divided by 3, not 498. I made a silly mistake over there. Tell me how much will go to the profit and loss account. You get 1.66. Okay, one last thing. Can you tell me what will be your balance in FCMITD account after first year? Can you tell me what will be the balance in your FCMITD account after the end of the first year? You have 4.98 minus 1.66. 4.98 minus 1.66. You get 3.32. You have 3.32. Right, are you all clear with this? Quickly on the chat box. It's a good question to understand. Are you all clear with this? Yes or no? quickly on the chat box, everyone. Okay, I have one doubt which says we paid the first installment in 13-14. Let's look at the question. Did we do that? 12-13. Sprua, if you could look at the question carefully, I think we repaid the loan in 13-14. Don't you think so? No, the loan will be of 3 years only. 12-13, 13-14 and 14-15. 12-13, 13-14, 14-15. At the end of 14-15, you will repay the third installment. You have not understood the question carefully. Look at the question. It says 1/4/2012. So let's put it this way. 1/5/2013, we will pay the first installment, right? Then second installment I will pay on 31st March 2014, and then 31st March 2015. So it is only the first installment which is paid in this date. They have not said that the date of installment every year will be the same. Are you understanding? They have not said कि हर उन्होंने ये कहा है कि 3 साल में पे करना है और इक्वल अमाउंट रीपे करना है, पर डेट कभी एक आध महीना आगे पीछे हो सकती है. बट दे हैव नॉट सेड दैट 1/5/2013 will remain constant for all the 3 years. Yes, it is an annual installment. What is the meaning of annual installment? Once in a year. एनुअल इंस्टॉलमेंट का मतलब है साल में एक बार. जरूरी थोड़ी है साल में हर बार 1/5/2013 ही रीपे होगा. So that when they have outrightly given in the question that the tenure of the loan is 3 years, how can you assume or how can you interpret it as 4 years looking at a particular date? Right? Okay. Perfect. Is everyone completely clear with this? It's a very important question and a good question to understand the concept. So quickly on the chat box, Akshay, Aman, Anjali, Bhavin, Dipesh, Digesh, Harshit, Harshita, Het, Ishika, Ishita, Kajal, Khushi, Manav, Mukaddisha, Nidhi, Nikita, Om, Pavan, Pushti. Are you all clear with this question? Raj, Rizwan, Rohan, Sami, Samira, Shifa, Shreyas, Simran, Spruha, Shrushti, Tulsi, Yash. Are you all clear with this question? Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll put this question on your official WhatsApp group. You copy it from there and then we go to the next question. Right? So I'm giving you 5 minutes to copy it down properly. Once you're done copying, please put done on the chat box so that I can proceed to the last 3 questions. Just give me a minute. Okay, here you go. You now have the solution on your WhatsApp group. Please copy it down properly from there. This is an important last day revision question. Copy it down properly. If you have any doubts, please ask me. In the meantime, I will quickly look at the doubts that I have. I think I have one doubt which says we took a loan on fixed asset account. So won't we take it as a depreciable asset? Shrushti, please look at the question again carefully. This is A, which BK Limited purchased an asset, and it says the company also obtained a soft loan. So we also obtained a loan. We did not obtain a loan for the fixed asset. Are you getting it? These are two different transactions, A and B. दो अलग अलग केस है, इसलिए आंसर भी मैंने दो पार्ट में दिया है, A and B. Right? So I hope, Shrushti, that is now clear that these are two different cases and they need to be treated accordingly. Right? I hope that is clear to you. Okay, take it down properly. Once you're done, please put done on the chat box so that we can proceed to the next question. Take it down properly. If you have any doubt, please ask me. And once you're done, just put done on the chat box. Then we go to question number 16. Okay, since you're done, let's go to question number 16. Question number 16. Question 16 on page number 78. Question 16, page 78. Okay, बहुत simple question है, ध्यान देना. It says Omega Limited purchased fixed assets costing rupees 3,000 lakhs on 1/4/2016, and Shrushti, ये statement होगा, then we will consider that this loan is for an asset and the same was fully financed by foreign currency loan payable in 3 equal annual installments. Exchange rate was $1 for 40 and 42.5 on 1/4/2016 and 31st March 2017. The first installment was paid on 1/4/2017. You are required to state how these transactions will be accounted for. Okay, quickly on the chat box. Is this question, has the question anywhere mentioned that this is for depreciable asset or other than depreciable asset? Look at the question and tell me, have they mentioned this question has a loan involved for a depreciable asset or other than depreciable asset? Everyone agrees it is for a depreciable asset. Okay, so you have purchased a fixed asset which is a depreciable asset. Now my second question to you is, have they given in the question that use para 46A or 46? Answer should be yes or no. Tell me, have they told you कि para 46A use करो या para 46 use करो? ऐसा कुछ बोला है उन्होंने? ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोला है. Now whenever the question is silent, you have a benefit, and the benefit is whenever we have we done question number 16 already? Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We have already done 16. So I just missed it. Okay. Since this question is done, okay, let's then go to question number 17. Question 17. Okay, however, just give me a minute at least to explain the question to you. I've already explained half of the question. So what we will do is, in this case, in the exam, if this question is asked to you, what you will do is you can take any of the methods, just put an assumption that we have solved using para 46 or para 46A. Take any of the two options and then you can solve the question. Over here, they have taken para 46. So they have simply taken the difference, and the difference goes to the profit and loss account. Else this difference would have gone to the asset account. The value of the asset would have been increased by that value. Right, so this is how you solve question number 16. We have already done. I'm sorry I missed that. So let's go to question number 17 now. This question is already done. Question 17. Okay, question 17. Very simple question it is. You will solve this question for me. Please read the please pay attention. I'm reading the question. You will tell me whether this statement is correct or not. Dhyan dena. It says assets and liabilities and income and expenditure in respect of integral foreign operation. वो क्या है बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे, अभी उसको छोड़ दो. Are translated into Indian rupees at the prevailing rate on the date of the year. Which is true. Prevailing rate means the spot rate. We always take things on the spot rate. However, the resultant exchange difference in the case of profit is carried to liability account, and loss, if any, is charged to revenue. Comment. अब ध्यान देना, एक ही क्वेश्चन में दो बातें उन्होंने कही है. प्लीज ध्यान देना, क्वेश्चन ठीक से समझना, आपके स्टडी मटेरियल का क्वेश्चन है. It says assets and liabilities and income and expenditure in respect of integral foreign operation are always translated into Indian rupees at the prevailing rate of exchange at the end of the year. Tell me, prevailing rate of exchange means the spot rate. क्या आप हर एक टाइप का ट्रांजैक्शन स्पॉट रेट पे कन्वर्ट करते हो? Yes or no? Do you always take the spot rate for any kind of transaction? Do you take the spot rate for every kind of transaction? You do not take it. So this statement is incorrect. This first statement is incorrect. Second, दूसरे स्टेटमेंट पे ध्यान देना. वो ऐसा बोल रहे हैं कि ये ये कन्वर्ट करने के बाद जो भी एक्सचेंज डिफरेंस आता है, अगर गेन होगा तो लायबिलिटी अकाउंट में जाएगा और लॉस होगा तो ही प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में जाएगा. इज दैट ट्रू? यस और नो? डू वी डू दैट? यस और नो? नो. Gain or loss, both the things go to the profit and loss account. You cannot say कि gain कहीं और जाएगा और सिर्फ loss P&L में जाएगा. So tell me, is the given statement true or false? Quickly on the chat box. Given two statements are true or false? False, of course. In case of the first one, your reply will be that you will never always take the spot rate. Sometimes you will take the opening rate. Sometimes you will take the closing rate. Sometimes you will take the actual rate, sometimes you will take the average rate. So you will not always take the spot rate. You have different types of rates that you will be taking. Second, AS-11 is very clear. Exchange gain and loss both will go to the profit and loss account. You cannot have the profit going to the liabilities and loss going to the profit and loss account. So this statement is absolutely incorrect. Right? Let's quickly have a look at the solution. It says the financial statements of integral foreign operations, for example, dependent foreign branches, should be translated using the principles and procedures described in para 8 of AS-16. The individual items of financial statements of a foreign operation are translated if all its transactions have been entered into by the reporting enterprise itself. ध्यान देना, यहाँ से important part शुरू होता है. Individual items in the financial statements of the foreign operations are translated at the actual rate on the date of transaction. For practical reasons, a rate that approximates the actual rate at the date of transaction is often used. For example, an average rate of a week or month may be used for all the transactions in each foreign currency period. ये हमने starting में पढ़ा था that if you have a lot of number of transactions, you can take the average weekly rates. The foreign currency monetary items such as cash, receivables, payables should be reported using the closing rate on each balance sheet date. Non-monetary items such as fixed assets, inventories, investments in equity shares which are carried in terms of historical cost denominated in the foreign currency should be reported using the exchange rate on the date of transaction. Thus, the cost and depreciation of a tangible fixed asset is translated using the exchange rate on the date of purchase of the asset if the asset is carried at cost. If the fixed asset is carried at fair value, transaction should be done using the rate existing on the date of the valuation. The cost of inventories is translated at the exchange rate that existed when the cost of inventory was incurred, and net realizable value is translated applying the exchange rate when the realizable value is determined, which is usually the closing rate. So it is always, you always take for the closing stock the closing rate. Exchange differences arising on translation of financial statements of integral foreign operation should be charged to, very important, underline, the profit and loss account. Everything will go to the profit and loss account. Exchange differences arising on translation of financial statements of foreign operations may have a tax effect which will be dealt with when we do accounting standard 22. Last point, ध्यान देना. Thus, the treatment by the management of translating all assets and liabilities, income and expenditure in respect of foreign branches at the prevailing rate at the year end, and also the treatment of resultant exchange difference is not in consonance, means is not in accordance with accounting standard 11. So both the treatments given in the question are incorrect. You cannot always take the spot rate. You have different rates for different things, and you cannot transfer gain to liabilities and loss to P&L. Both gain or loss will go to the profit and loss account. Write quickly on the chat box. Are you clear with this? Yes or no? Quickly on the chat box. Are you clear with this theory question? Yes, even intangible asset is a non-monetary item. So you will always take it at the acquisition rate. So Raj, intangible items will go at the acquisition rate. Okay, perfect. If this is clear, let's come to the last question of this accounting standard, and then we quickly revise the entire accounting standard and also look at the last part, which is integral and non-integral foreign operation. Okay, come to question number 18, last question of this accounting standard. Question number 18 on page number 8080. Question number 1818 on page number 80. It says the company had an engineering contract with a foreign government, work to be carried out in the foreign country and payment to be received in dollars. Okay, ध्यान देना. It says the company has an engineering contract with a foreign government. Work will be carried out in the foreign country and payment will also be received in dollars. The work was completed in the year 2015 and the entire contract amount was duly recorded in the books at the prevailing exchange rate on the date of completion. Important part begins here. Payment to the extent of 40 crores could not be released. This has to be rupees 40 crores. Could not be released by the foreign government due to temporary foreign exchange crisis in that country. तो उस country को मुझे 40 करोड़ देना था. उन्होंने कहा कि अभी हमारे पास पैसे की थोड़ी कमी है, इसलिए आप रुक जाइए, हम आपको थोड़े दिन बाद पैसे देंगे. ध्यान देना क्या हुआ. This rupees 40 crores which was unrealized when converted at the year end rate will amount to 40.5 crores. Now quickly on the chat box, tell me, is this gain for you or loss for you? Gain for you or loss for you? Quickly on the chat box, is this gain for you or loss for you? How much is the gain? How much is the gain? 0.50 crores. Okay, now tell me, where should this gain go? Where should this gain be recorded? Where should we record this gain? It will definitely go to the profit and loss account. Now let's see what is given in this question. ध्यान देना. The company has adopted and follows the following accounting policy. आप मुझे बताएंगे ये इनकी policy सही है या नहीं. In respect of foreign currency transactions, current assets and liabilities are revalued at year-end rates. However, if there is a net loss due to exchange difference, the same is charged off to the profit and loss account. Let's wait over here. Is this treatment correct? Yes or no? If there is a loss, they charge it to the profit and loss account. Is that treatment correct? Yes, of course it is correct. Okay. Look at the next one. But if there is a gain, the same is ignored in view of prudent accounting policies and of not recording unrealized gains due to exchange rate fluctuations. Is this treatment for the gain correct? Yes or no? Is this treatment for the gain correct? Yes or no? Of course, it is wrong. Both the things will go to the profit and loss account, right? Karna kya hai? Comment on the appropriateness of the above. Let's look at what they have given. In the given case, the recoverability of rupees 40 crores is not doubtful or uncertain, but is only deferred temporarily. Hence, hence it should be translated using the exchange rates at the close of the year. Further, AS-11 clearly mentions that net difference shall be transferred to the profit and loss account. Hence, we can say that exchange difference, favorable or unfavorable, both should be considered at the year end, rather to ignore the gains and just record the losses. Right? This brings you to the end of Accounting Standard 11. Quickly, everyone on the chat box, are you clear with this? Yes or no? Are you clear with this? Everyone on your chat box, are you clear with this? Okay, let's quickly revise the entire accounting standard. Please pay attention. We have one point to cover, that is concept of integral and non-integral foreign operation. Except that the entire accounting standard is done. That's a very small theory concept. We'll cover that when we revise the entire standard. So quickly come to the summary of key points. In fact, what we'll do is, let's cover from the first page, so that if there is an important question that I want to discuss once again with you, I can do that. Come to the first page of AS-11. Let's quickly revise the entire accounting standard. Quickly come to page number 64, I guess. Yes, 64. Come to page number 64. Okay, let's begin. I will revise each and every part. Please understand, please pay attention. If I'm wrong somewhere, correct me. If I make a mistake, correct me. If I miss out something, also correct me. So please pay attention. It says we are doing AS-11, the effect of changes in foreign exchange rates. ये standard बताता है कि जब भी foreign exchange rates में changes होते हैं, तो उसका क्या impact हमारे financial statements पे आता है. This standard has a positive list, is applicable to three things. First, accounting for transactions in foreign currencies, translation of financial statements of foreign operations, and accounting for foreign exchange, which are in the nature of forward exchange contracts. This standard will never ever tell you the foreign currency that you must use. It will never deal with cash flow statement, because AS3 already covers that. Initially, every transaction will be recorded at the spot rate. What is the meaning of the spot rate? It means the rate prevailing on the date of the transaction. If there are large number of transactions, you will take the average weekly rates. Then it divides the foreign currency items into two parts: monetary items and non-monetary items. Monetary items are items such as cash, debtors, bills receivable, creditors, which are payable in fixed amounts. You will always use the closing rate. If the closing rate is not available, they will give you the net realizable value. You will use that value. In terms of non-monetary items, you will always use the acquisition rate. Non-monetary items such as fixed assets, long-term investments, etc. Acquisition rate means the rate on which the asset or liability was obtained or acquired. After that, we did how will you deal with the differences in exchange rates. If it's a monetary item other than long-term foreign currency loan, everything goes to the profit and loss account. Both gain or loss will be debited or credited to the profit and loss account. In case of non-monetary items, no accounting treatment is to be given and the effect will remain the same. We've already discussed the concept and the reason for this. Come to the next one. In case of special items, investment, if it is valued at cost, no exchange difference will be there. But if it is valued at NRV, then you will take the difference to the profit and loss account. After that, we did monetary items in the form of LTFCL. So when you do monetary items in the form of LTFCL, the old treatment is known as para 46 and the new treatment is known as para 46A. The old treatment is exactly similar to what we did in monetary items other than LTFCL. Everything goes to the profit and loss account. So over here, you will have exchange gain or loss should be debited or credited to the profit and loss account. However, next point, in the amended treatment, which is known as para 46A, you have LTFCL for a depreciable asset and other than depreciable asset. If it is for a depreciable asset, exchange gain or loss should be debited or credited to the fixed asset account and the treatment should be given over the useful life of the asset. Now 31st March 2020 provision has been removed. On the other hand, if LTFCL is for other than depreciable asset, in that case, exchange gain or loss should be debited or credited to a special account known as foreign currency, monetary item, translation difference account, also known as FCMITD account. And transfers shall be taken from FCMITD account to the profit and loss account over the tenure of the loan. Right? Long-term foreign currency loan means loans borrowed for a period of 12 months or more, means they are repayable after 12 months or more. Option once exercised for a particular type of a loan or an asset, then you cannot revoke that. And exchange differences that have already been recognized to the P&L before this amendment, you can easily reverse them, and this time you will use the general reserve account. Right, and then you have the last concept known as integral and non-integral foreign operation. Now let's understand what is the meaning of integral foreign operation. This is basically a concept of CA final level, but you have only these two paragraphs in your syllabus. So let's understand that. Let's first understand non-integral foreign operation. Let's first finish off the easier part. It says non-integral foreign operation is a foreign operation other than integral foreign operation. मतलब जो integral foreign operation नहीं है उसको हम क्या कहेंगे, non-integral foreign operation कहेंगे. So anything that is other than integral foreign operation is a non-integral foreign operation. What is the meaning of an integral foreign operation? Integral foreign operation is a foreign operation whose activities are integral part of the reporting enterprise. Okay, let's take one example. Say for example, I have a head office in Vadodara and a branch office in UK, which means I am the head office, they are the branch office. Now I have formed a system where every decision of the branch office is taken by the head office. जो हेड ऑफिस बताएगा वैसा ही ब्रांच ऑफिस करेगा. ब्रांच ऑफिस के पास अपना खुद का कोई पावर नहीं है इस हद तक कि उनको सैलरी भी अगर पे करनी हो तो हम हेड ऑफिस से उनको सैलरी उनके अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करेंगे और फिर वो लोग सैलरी अपने एम्प्लॉयज को देंगे. उनके पास कोई फ्रीडम नहीं है. Their operations are integral part of the head office operations. जैसा हेड ऑफिस बोलेगा वैसा ही वो करेंगे. These are also known as dependent branches. ये सारे ब्रांचेस कंप्लीटली हेड ऑफिस पे डिपेंडेंट है. इसीलिए इनको इन लोगों ने क्या नाम दिया है, इंटीग्रल फॉरेन ऑपरेशन. इंटीग्रल फॉरेन ऑपरेशन मतलब उनके सारी एक्टिविटीज हमारा ही एक हिस्सा है. हेड ऑफिस जैसा बोलेगा वैसा ही होगा. हेड ऑफिस जो एक्सपेंस करना होगा हेड ऑफिस पहले अप्रूव करेगा. इनफैक्ट हेड ऑफिस ही वो एक्सपेंस करेगा. ब्रांच ऑफिस के पास कोई पावर नहीं है, वो सिर्फ फंक्शनिंग करते हैं. राइट, ऑपरेशन पूरा रिमोट कंट्रोल किसके पास है, हेड ऑफिस के पास है. दैट इज नोन एज इंटीग्रल फॉरेन ऑपरेशन. ऑन द अदर हैंड, इफ द फॉरेन ब्रांच हैज फुल फ्रीडम, वो अपने एक्सपेंसेस खुद मैनेज करते हैं, अपने डिसीजंस खुद लेते हैं, अपनी सैलरीज खुद देते हैं, अपना सारा फंक्शनिंग वो इंडिपेंडेंटली अगर करते हैं, देन इट इज नोन एज अ नॉन इंटीग्रल फॉरेन ऑपरेशन. Are you understanding? That's it. That's all you have to understand in your intermediate level. That is your concept of integral and non-integral foreign operation. Right? I hope that is clear to you. Then we did translation of exchange rates in foreign operations. For non-monetary items, you will always take the acquisition rate. For monetary items, you will take the closing rate. For cash, also you will take the closing rate. For sales, purchase, and other nominal items, you will always take the average rate. For inter-branch or divisional transfers, we will take the actual rate. Opening stock will go at the opening rate. Depreciation is always on fixed assets, so we will use the fixed asset rate, which is the acquisition rate. And closing stock will always go at the closing rate. We did question number 4, very interesting and a very simple question. Do practice this question thoroughly. Then we came to accounting for forward exchange contracts. Again, we understood two types of things over there. One, you do it for trading or speculation purposes, or you do it for other than trading and speculation purposes. If you buy some, if you enter into a transaction and to cover that, you are entering into a forward contract, then you will take the exchange gain or loss as the forward contract rate minus the spot rate. Whatever you get, you will divide it कि इस साल में कितना है और आने वाले साल में कितना जाएगा. That is how you will bifurcate. However, if you do it for trading or speculation purposes, then you will straight away take the selling rate minus the purchase rate. The difference, irrespective of any financial year, will directly go to the profit and loss account. The following disclosures need to be made. If option 2 is exercised, the disclosure should be made of that fact and the said option is exercised and the remaining unamortized amount in the financial statements. So we did that in one question today, that 4.98 lakhs was in the FCMI TD account and the balance left was minus 1.66, which comes to 3.22. Exchange difference is included in the P&L for the current year should be included. FCMI TD account should be shown on equity and liability side of the balance sheet under the heads reserves and surplus as a separate item. तो आप FCMI TD account को reserves and surplus में record करें. Right after that, we did questions on forward exchange contracts. There were two questions. One example, one of those is this. Question number 6 was for speculation purposes. Question number 7 is for a non-speculation purposes. Right after that, we did another very good question. A lot of questions are there on forward contracts. Do understand these questions carefully. There was this one question, very important, that we did, question number 13, where we had this exchange difference. This time the difference was again, so we deducted 520 से हमारी asset की value 510 lakhs हो गई, and then we depreciated over the remaining over the useful life. And then we did two theory questions today, question 17, question 18, both focusing on basic concepts which tell you that gain or loss, be it anything in AS-11, will directly go to the profit and loss account. Right, that brings you to the end of entire accounting standard 11. Now quickly on the chat box, are you clear with this entire concept? Yes or no? So quickly, everyone, this is really important because we are finishing off AS-11 today. So it's important for me to know whether you all have clearly understood AS-11 or not. So quickly on the chat box, Akshay, Aman, Anjali, Bhavin, Dipesh, Digesh, Harshit, Harshita, Het, Ishika, Kajal, Khushi, Manav, Mukaddisha, Nidhi, Nikita, Om, Pavan, Pushti, Raj, Rizwan, Rohan, Samira, Shifa, Simran, Spruha, Shrushti, and Tulsi. Are you all absolutely clear with AS-11? Are you all absolutely clear with AS-11? Okay, perfect. So that brings you to the end of AS-11. We have covered every question. We have also looked at the study material. We have also looked at the RTP and the mock. We have also looked at, the mock test paper for AS-11. What you will do is now you will go back today and revise the entire accounting standard AS-11. If you have any doubts, please come back to me and I will solve those doubts for you. Now, one more important thing. Of course, you will revise the entire AS-11 that we have finished off today. And if you have any doubts, you will get back to me. Now, let me confirm with you. We have 3 accounting standards that are now to be done. One is AS-10, one is 22, and in AS-20, we have limited questions left. Am I right? ये 3 ही standard हमारे बाकी है. Am I right? We are now left only with AS-10, 22, and 20. Am I right when I say that? Okay. Can someone of you just put it on my WhatsApp message that which questions are left in AS-20, so that I can plan that which questions are pending in AS-20, which questions are pending in AS-20. Just put that to me on my WhatsApp message, so that we can begin with AS-20. Now please understand, what we'll do is we'll first finish off AS-20, then we do AS-10, then we do AS-22, and your major syllabus and your entire syllabus is over. Those students who joined after their results, for them AS-9 is pending, so we do that at the end. Only a limited number of students have to attend AS-9. Everyone does not have to attend AS-9. So, but of course, I'll keep it open for you. If you wish to attend again, I am happy. I have no problems. If you feel, no, I know everything in AS-9, it's not required. So, of course, you can invest your time somewhere else. I may have, I am sure I had told someone of you to post the pending questions of AS-22, but I'm sure I would have missed it. So, if you could just put it once again, that will be of great help to me. Please do revise entire accounting standard 22. Whatever we have done, please revise the entire accounting standard again. If you have any doubts, please come back to me. Integral foreign operation, I'll just repeat it once. Integral foreign operation means the foreign branch is dependent on you. Foreign branch is dependent on you, and you have to, you will govern the operations of the foreign operation, the foreign branch. Foreign branch is not an independent branch, it is completely dependent on the head office. That kind of operation is known as an integral foreign operation. Right, I've already explained that earlier. I've just repeated for you, Akshay. So I hope that is now clear. Fine, thank you so much for attending. I will now see you on Sunday. You do not have my lecture tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I will see you on Sunday. And on Sunday, we will begin with the remaining questions of AS-20. Of course, I'll revise the entire accounting standard first, and then we finish off AS-20. Then we go to AS-10 and 22. Then your syllabus is over. But those students who joined in late, I will do AS-9 again for you, and you all have a choice to attend it again. I am more than happy if you do that. Right, thank you so much for attending. Do revise everything, and if you have any doubts, please get back to me. Thank you.